Hello girlies, gays, and theys. So finally it is time for me to do my year in Zenless Zone Zero Pulling. So despite being a day one ZZZ player, I pre-downloaded the game and everything. I've been playing since the game launched. I have never uploaded a video of any of my pulls, and I think you're going to understand why. But one of the main reasons is because for the longest time, I honestly wasn't really into any of the characters. Right now here we have my pulls for Jane's first banner. I didn't record. I did get Ellen when she came out. I did win the first 50-50 and I got Ellen. I guess I never recorded. But so for the longest time, Ellen was my only character I had, and then I just really wasn't interested in any of the characters coming up. Like, I'm pulling on Jane's banner because I really wanted Seth. I was trying for Seth copies, but I don't remember what fraction she's in. The kind of security police fraction. I just wasn't into them. So after pulling Ellen, I didn't pull for anyone in 1.1, and then 1.2 was Caesar and Bernice, I believe. Is that right? I legit had to go look it up. Yes, so even though I do really like Caesar and Bernice as characters, I really like that division a lot. I just knew as soon as Lighter was released, was hinted at, I knew that's who I was going to save for. So basically, I pulled the first 5-star character in 1.0 and then went, not interested. So you would think an average, normal person would just save all their pulls so they know that a future character that they really want is guaranteed. At this point, we already knew Miyabi was coming. At some point, we knew she was going to be really good based on beta testing, but no. What I did instead, and you will see shortly, is I really wanted Lycaon. He is all I wanted. He is the standard character that I wanted the most. He was, for the longest time, my favorite character in the game. Look at him! Listen, this is my hear me out, okay? I know I'm going to get comments. That is my hear me out. That is my wolf man. I'm gonna stand by him. I don't care. I love Lycaon. But anyway, so as you can see, instead of saving, maybe for Miyabi, saving for Lighter, or just any future male character, because at this time, I don't know if Lighter was, or at least, the first few months, I don't think we knew Lighter was coming. But no, even into 1.2, into the summertime, I was putting everything I had into just pulling in the standard banner to try and get my guaranteed Lighter. And look at, already by Caesar's banner, I was already over 270 pulls in. And now, I wasn't playing ZZZ religiously last summer. Honestly, it took me a while to get into ZZZ. I would say it was honestly 1.2 with the 1.2 story and all the characters that got me more interested. Because for a while, I really enjoyed the gameplay, but I wasn't a big fan of the main plot. I wasn't a big fan of the characters that they had released beforehand. I wasn't really a fan of a lot of the standard characters besides Lycaon. So I was like, you know what? It's my game. It's my gaming experience. If I want to put all of my pulls, all of my actual in-game currency into the standard pull just to get my questionable wolf man, then I will. And so here's when I pulled Grace. Look at her, she's so pretty, but not Lycaon. That's the thing, is that I kept pulling in the standard banner, and you're guaranteed a 5-star every, what, 80, 90 pulls? And I kept not getting Lycaon. I had to keep going. I was like, certainly I'm going to get him before 300 pulls, right? Like, but no, I kept getting Soldier 11. I got Grace. I kept getting W Engines. I was getting everyone. But the 5-star, arguably, at the time, I wanted the most in the entire game. And so I did this for months. I would just log into ZZZ. I would do the basic dailies. I would maybe do, you know, some of the main events. But I wasn't doing, like, their version of, like, MOC. Because I really, all I had was Ellen. All I had was my Ellen 4-star team. I think for the longest time, I just used Ellen, Sokaku, and who? Lucy? I don't even remember what my first, like, main team was. Because I kept getting Nekomata. And I kept getting Soldier 11. Now, granted, Soldier 11, if built right, can be good. I think I did build her for a while, like, really early game, and have her as, like, my second team when the game required you to have a second team. But you saw, all I had was Ellen. And at this time, we really didn't have anything really to go with Ellen. So Lycaon was already her best support. So he was the character I wanted the most, and he was the best support for my DPS. And look at, here I am, finally getting my Lycaon. Look at him! Lycaon, I was so happy. You don't understand. I mean, maybe some of you do. I assume if you're watching a gacha summon video. But when you spend months just trying to get a specific character, it feels so good. Wow, really? What team did I use back then? I don't even remember. I don't remember life before Lycaon, honestly. Could not tell you. But yes, so as you can see, that probably would not have made a good video all by itself. Just me every few days doing a solo YOLO to try and get my Wolfman. But here we are, so I finally get Lycaon in 1.2, and then this man comes out lighter. And I was like, oh no. Because remember, at Mad Tea Party, we don't pull for meta. We pull for handsome men. And Lighter is, oh, he's so good. I love Lighter. Huh. So, I truly could have had so many more pulls if I didn't spend literally everything in the standard banner. But it's fine. I didn't regret it because I love Lycaon and I needed Lycaon. And so I had done a few cheeky pulls in Bernice's banner because I do like Bernice a lot. As a character, I think her design's super cute. I love blonde. So I did do some cheeky pulls. Oh, I forgot how long it takes when you don't skip. And it was freaking M1 Nekomata. It was another copy of Nekomata. I was like, of all the 5 stars, I was crushed. I was so upset. But knowing me, knowing Mad Tea Party, I anticipated. I was like, I got Ellen. I'm probably not going to win 2 50/50s in a row because that's just my luck. So I went in kind of knowing I had been saving since I got Lycaon, since Caesar's banner. So about roughly a banner and a half. But I was so sad. Finally, we had a limited male character and he did not come home to me. And so you're probably like, Matt, how did you get like all of these pulls? But you really have to understand, the really up until pulling Lycaon, and honestly, Not even just Lycaon, not even just 1.2, up until Lighter's banner. Second phase of 1.3, so like November. I really hadn't been playing ZZZ that much. Like, it really truly was a game where I logged in, I did my dailies, I built a character on occasion, I would do the main event, and then I would call it quits. So I honestly had so much that I could do that I was basically catching up for. So yeah, I would say it was really around Lighter's banner that I really started playing ZZZ a lot more, like more than just doing my dailies. Like I was doing a bunch of quests, like a bunch of like the story modes, the battle modes. I was one of those people, so when ZZZ came out, I defended, what are they called now? The little like room where you go and you just walk around as a Bangaboo. I was a defender. As someone grinding for a character they really wanted, I acknowledged that the story modes were a lot. It wasn't fun, like the little puzzles that they had. Like, I was desperate if I was trying the little story mode games. But I also just feel like this is when the game started getting really good. Now, again, you might be thinking, Mads, you really skipped Yanagi for Lighter. You skipped Caesar. You skipped Bernice. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And listen, I feel like at the time it was well known, like everyone did. Everyone was skipping Lighter for Miyabi. Even people that really wanted Miyabi were skipping Yanagi for Miyabi. But I was one of the few people pulling on Lighter's banner days before Miyabi came out. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted our buff, hot fireman. And at that time, it was already revealed that Lighter was going to be a good stunner, a good support for Yanagi, since he works with both fire and ice characters. Or I'm sorry, Miyabi. So I was like, perfect. If I end up getting Miyabi, I'll just pair Lighter with Miyabi. So there was a method to my madness too. Because I was planning to put him with Ellen, but then I was like, oh, well, if I get Miyabi. And then I lost the 50-50, so there were all of my Miyabi dreams. But to me, Lighter was a priority. And look I almost forgot how rude Lighter was to me in his banner. I'm at hard pity, people. What was that? So we're now at 75 pity. That was 75 pity. This man is guaranteed. Oh, not even 75 pity. What is that? 77. That was 77. This man is guaranteed, and he is making me put in the work. I knew he was any day now, but I was just flabbergasted. I could not believe that this guaranteed man was about to make me go to 80 pulls. Little spoiler alert. Little did I know this was about to become a reoccurring theme in my Zenless Zone Zero experience. So look at, you might think, oh, nope, that's not it. But you know what you get? An A rank, a 4-star. It's a man, it counts right. 80 pity! This man takes me to 80 pity. He has the gall. I hadn't done any limited scouts for ages, 4 months. I pulled Ellen and said, that's it. And this man is taking me to 81 pity, 82 pity? And there he is, finally. Fashionably late, as men are. But there he is! He's so handsome. I can't believe This man made me work so hard. After everything I was doing for him, after all the hours I was putting in, I was on the grind. I don't even remember what I was doing in November, December in my other games, but I assume I had other things to do. I know I had Sunday coming up, and this man was making me put in the work. So, fast forward to Miyabi's banner, and I decide to go all in and still try. Because I truly had a moment where I debated if I should try for Evelyn instead of Miyabi, since at the time it was debatable if Lighter was better for Evelyn or if he was better for Miyabi. But after playing, you know, the 1.4 story, I think Miyabi is my favorite female character in the game. So I went all in. So here I am, again, over 70 pity in for the Miyabi banner, going all in. And again, I did a lot of playing for Lighter's banner, but I still had things that I could do, heaven forbid I was out of pulls. So this is me again, grinding, deciding to go all in. So taking a break to the standard banner, here I am finally getting my first 5-star in the standard banner since pulling, I think, my guaranteed Lycaon. I think this was my first 5-star. And at this point, all I wanted was Rena, but we get a W engine, and I believe it's Grace's W engine. Which is, yes, Grace's, which is good because I have Grace. But in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe I could use this and put it towards Miyabi. I know it's not by any means a good suggestion for Miyabi, but I was like, maybe, perfect. Because I knew there ain't no way, even winning this 50-50, I was going to be able to get Miyabi's W engine, even though everyone talks about how much Miyabi needs her W engine. But here I was trying to, and again, I don't know what ZZZ has against me, but here I am, over 70 pity in for Miyabi's banner, and the thing is that it shows you. It's not like a Honkai or Genshin where you kind of have to do the math. It shows you up in front how far away you are, so you know if you're like 15-10 away, it's like, darn, they're pulling me through the muck. They're putting me in the gutter. So that's 76 pity. And then again, 77, nothing. Miyabi was making me work. Now, luckily, with 1.4, we were getting, you know, some pretty good rewards. There were some events going on, but still, I feel like anything past 77 pity, you're like, come on. So there we are. What was that, 78? Yeah. So that was 78 pity. And then here we go, 79 pity. And still nothing. They're like, oh, you wanted an A rank? No! At this point, give me my S rank. Give me my 5-star. What's going on? I was so annoyed, but luckily I already had her, you know, maxed out. So you would think, oh, has to be 80, right? Like, be so for real right now. Be so serious. And then there it is. Finally, you've been grinding for days. Finally, you see the STV. And lo and behold, it's freaking Colette, debatably the worst standard character in the game. Imagine losing your Miyabi 50-50 to freaking Colette. I did. That was me after I had just gotten Lighter, the limited hot husbando fire stunner, and then they give me Colette, the standard fire stunner, which I didn't need. I was pissed. You have to understand the pain that I was going through in that moment. It was painful. So then, I think I've done some skipping. I don't think I did or I recorded every pull that I did towards Miyabi, but, and then of course A rank at the end, because they're jerks. So throughout the rest of Miyabi's banner, I was struggling. And remember, they extended Miyabi's banner. They made Miyabi and Harumasa's banner longer. So Miyabi, at this point, there's how many? 5 days left at her banner. If this had been a normal ZZZ gotcha banner, Miyabi would have been gone. I would have had a loss 50-50 and I would have been crying in the ditch. But because for 1.4, and I think they just knew how intense the hype was for Miyabi, they kept her throughout the entire length of 1.4. So I'm spending the entirety of 1.4 grinding for Miyabi. I am down to the last final days of ZZZ. I have other games. I had, what, I think at this point 3.0 had already happened in Honkai. I don't remember if Lantern Rite had started in Genshin, but other things were going on. I did not have the time to make ZZZ my top priority, but there were days where I was, because I just wanted Miyabi so bad. I was putting in the work. I was thinking, truly, she's got to come home any day now. She's guaranteed. They're not going to make me go to 80 again like Lighter did for his guarantee. But lo and behold, I am basically at 70 pity with no Miyabi. And so I'm thinking it's gotta be any day now. I'm doing any kind of just like extra event that I can. I'm finally doing like the hangouts. I hadn't been doing the hangouts at all. I hadn't done any hangouts. And I was finally doing the hangouts and everything to just try and get every polychrome that I can. And again, Miyabi, Zenless Zone Zero, is putting me through the gutter. She is guaranteed, and they can't just give her to me at 72 pity. That was too much to ask for. After I had to go to 300 to get my guaranteed Lycaon, after I lost the Lighter 50-50 at like 70 something, I had to go to 82 pity to get Lighter. I don't even remember what I lost the Miyabi 50-50 at, but I think it was close to 80. And now they're making me go past 70 pity. But finally, literally days left, there she is. My weeks of hard and grinding finally. There she is, the best character in the game, Miyabi. And this was truly a game changer. Like, I love Ellen, don't get me wrong. Ellen pulled me through a lot through the majority of ZZZ, but I can't go back to my account pre-Miyabi. Miyabi is that good, and I don't even have her W engine. Everyone's on here acting like Miyabi has to have her W engine. You're gonna notice a difference. I don't know how she can possibly be better. I don't even have her on her best build at all. And my Miyabi's fantastic. I don't even have Yanagi. And my Miyabi is fantastic. So I think as we get farther along in this video, you can start to understand why I haven't uploaded any ZZZ content until now. Until, at the time of this recording, 1.7. Because for the first couple months of the game, just solo yoling in the standard banner. And then finally, when they released their first Hot Man, I had to go to hard pity to get him. And then I spent the entirety of 1.4 trying to get Miyabi. So at this point, I have nothing for Asteria. And I love Asteria. She's a singer, she's a healer, a support. I was so sad. The crazy thing is that if I had either won, not even both, just either my lighter or my Miyabi 50-50, just one of them, not even both, I would have had plenty of pulls for Asteria. But again, because at Mad Tea Party, we have some of the worst gacha luck in the world. I am put through the ringer trying to get Asteria, and I understand, I knew I didn't have Yanagi. I knew I couldn't make Miyabi's premium team of Miyabi, Yanagi, and Asteria. But that's not what mattered in this moment. What mattered was that Asteria was gorgeous. She was a character I really liked. And she could probably be used in the future. Oh, pause. Here is Hugo's first appearance in the game. Blonde man. Look at him. Look at 1.5 Hugo before they update his character. We'll get back to him later. But yes, so... I was so sad. So at that point, I was already like, ooh, Hugo's coming. But I love Astra. She's so cute. So I kept trying. I kept doing the grind. Doing everything I could to get Asteria. And again, the game can't do anything nice to me. No earlies. No doubles. No nothing. I have not gotten... I'm pretty sure my Ellen Joe... I don't think Ellen took me 80 pulls, but she definitely was around 60, 70 pulls. I haven't even mentioned, this is technically the account that I'm showing you. This is technically my second account because the day ZZZ dropped, I had made an account, won the Ellen 50-50, but got Nekomata. And so I made another account hoping that I would get Lycaon on the standard banner and then didn't. And then this, which technically was the second account, just ended up being my main account. And I know I have 2 Wuthering Waves accounts, but ZZZ is not a game. I love ZZZ now. I think it's a lot of fun. But ZZZ is not a game I want to maintain 2 different free-to-play accounts. So again, here we are at 70 pity for Asteria. Will they be nice to me? No. No earlier anything. And I'm thinking it's gotta be any day now. But... so... yes, how has your guys' luck in ZZZ been? Have you been winning all your 50-50s? So ZZZ has felt so fun for you? Have you been able to get so many characters? Listen, I probably would have a decent amount of characters if I could just win a 50-50. But alas. So, I don't remember. What was that? Was that 75? Okay, 74. So here we go. This should be 75. And honestly, maybe it's not that I don't like the game. Like I said, I like the game a lot more now in 2025 than I did in 2024. I think it's getting better. I'm sure with 2.0's release, I'm sure the 2.0 story is going to be really good. Because I feel like they keep improving the story, especially the Vivian Hugo, the 1.7, 1.5. Oh, wow. So everyone pause. So finally... and then it's M1! M1 Soldier 11! Literally at this point, I went, fine. Whatever, I'm getting my guaranteed Hugo. I'm not even gonna try for Evelyn. I'm just gonna save and wait for my guaranteed Hugo. And I was like, there's no way in 2 weeks I'm gonna be able to get enough free-to-play polychrome to get Asteria. I just gave up. Sorry to this beautiful wife. But I knew there was no way. So, yeah, so since Asteria's banner, I've just been saving for Hugo. Because, again, at Mad Tea Party, we don't pull for meta. I know I have Ellen Joe, I know I have Miyabi. I know I have 2 ice DPSs, and my account would have better benefited from having Evelyn or any of the reruns probably, but no. We pull for hot men, and I had been waiting for Hugo since they revealed Lycaon and his backstory. Whenever Hugo first appeared, like early back, I knew Hugo was going to be a character that I was going to pull for. So that's what I've been doing. Again, maybe if I had won 1 or 2 more 50/50s, maybe I'd be like, oh my gosh, everyone should download Zenless Zone Zero. It's such a fun game. The characters are so fun, and the gameplay is really fun. I do enjoy, you know, grinding for characters and leveling them up because it is fun to fight. But it's just so hard when you just keep losing, especially being free to play, because I have no incentive to spend money on Zenless Zone Zero. I am proud being free to play. I plan on being free to play forever. So I don't have any incentive to spend money if I don't get a character, especially now that I have a lot less that I can grind to get polychrome for. I'm just like, it is what it is. So that's why I knew that my luck was gonna be so bad that I was just gonna need to wait and save for Hugo as long as possible. I did do some cheeky pulls, but it's one of those things where you're like, if I get her early, I get her early. If not. So yeah, so no, early Asteria, the game doesn't want to be kind for me. I was just like, fine, I'll just get my Hugo. So yeah, so I will see you guys when it's time to pull for Hugo. It didn't record! I had my pulls. I had over 100 pulls saved. Like, I had 143 pulls saved. And now you won't know. You'll think I'm lying, but guys, Hugo took me 82 pulls. He was guaranteed this man that I had been saving 2 patches for since Asteria's banner. I have been saving only for this man. I skipped all of 1.6. I skipped Vivian for this man. And he took me 82 pulls. I can't win. I can't do anything in this game. All I do is lose. Even for guaranteed characters. They take me to 80 pity. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my loud voice, but I was in shock and now I don't have proof because it didn't record. I'm so sad. I'd been waiting months to make this video because I was like, no, I want to finish it off with my Hugo banner. I want to show off my husband team, and it didn't record. Life is so hard being a girl. But yeah, so now I don't kind of know what to do, because lighter's kind of my best in slot for both of my DPSs. So what I think I might do for stuff like this is I might run my Miyabi lighter team, and I might just run an ice team for Hugo in the second half, because that's still a good team. We can't separate Hugo Lycaon, guys. That's the ZZZ Yowie. We can't separate them. They're soulmates, I'm sorry. But I am hoping, so at this point, it's rumored Asteria is going to be in 2.0, so I am going to save the rest of these 80-something pulls, and maybe 2.0 is when we start winning 50/50s in this game. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. So I'm going to save, I want Asteria, I want Yanagi whenever she reruns, and then I want to get Miyabi her W engine, because like I said, my Miyabi is really good, but if somehow her W engine is even better, then I'll try and get her W engine. I haven't pulled at all in the W engine banner, because how can I when I lose every 50/50 in this game? Well, please enjoy my hard-earned husbando team. Bye!